right here on GMT. Ladies, you feel like you never seem to get enough sleep? Well, coming up in just minutes, an expert on that very subject will be here in our studio to explain why that is. Finally, an answer. And you don't want to miss it, so stick around.
Good morning. Did you sleep well?
All right, well, this is what babies look like when they wake up. A little cranky, but according to studies, it may also be what women look like when they first wake up. According to a Duke University survey, women wake up far more grumpier than their male counterparts. In fact, the research suggests that females need far more sleep than men and suffer more mentally and physically if forced to go without it. So did you rise but not shine today? This is Dr. Mark Anderson. He is with Healthcare Associates of Irving, and you're here with answers. Dr. Anderson, how are you today?
Good. The question first is, did they really need a study to prove that women are grumpier in the morning?
Dr. Mark Anderson.
Our research dollars at work.
Okay, well, that's true. I'm a little cranky that you just said that right now. Let's talk about yesterday, surviving the change, or rather on Sunday, of daylight savings time. There are some alarming statistics of the Monday after daylight savings. Let's share that with our GMT
Well,
viewers.
they show that accidents are significantly higher risk, about 8.6% more traffic accidents. So,
right.
you know, people are forced to get up that hour earlier.
And it makes a big difference. You think it's only an hour, but you're right. This research suggests that there's a significant increase in fatalities that day. There's an increase in suicide that first Monday afterwards. Workplace injuries are more severe, and the list goes on and on. Sleep rhythms being disrupted is a big deal.
Well, they calculated and said that if we just stayed on daylight savings time the whole year and didn't switch back and forth, there'd be about 195 lives saved just by preventing fatalities and accidents and drivers, and then like 115 pedestrians. So apparently it's not only unsafe to be driving to work on that Monday, walking to work may be dangerous.
Don't be on the street, and especially us moms, you know, it's true. That hour throws our kids and our babies into a tailspin. Trying to get your kids to go to sleep when it's light out, or waking up when it's still dark and too early. It really affects the young ones in our house.
Well, it does, and even us old guys get affected. You know, I get that internal clock going, and Sunday wasn't too much of a problem, but come yesterday, it takes a few days to get it reset.
It does. Okay, so we want to get a better night's sleep. We want to feel better when we wake up in the morning. Us women don't want to be so cranky. There's some things that we can avoid before bedtime to get that better night's sleep and not wake up so much.
Well, we talk about just sleep hygiene and just some simple things that, you know, the ambiance that you're in, the room should be dark, it should be cool, it should be free of distraction. You know, any kind of little blinking lights or things like that can drive you nuts because they just keep you going.
I am amazed by the people who sleep with the TV turned on. I have so many friends who say that they have the TV on, it's background noise, they like it, maybe there are lights on. I am crazy. If there's a blinking light anywhere, even a cell phone plugged in, and I have to turn it upside down.
Right, I cover them up. So I've got the one on the, there's a light on the cable box I have to cover up just so it doesn't shine in.
Right.
So that, avoiding distractions, you know, we're not working on computers, and, you know, people are going to...
This is me in bed, and I'm sure it's a lot of people. iPads in your hand, iPhones in your hand, the laptops, the computers. We think it's not that big of a deal because we think, okay, our room is cool. It's dark, I'm going to bed on time.
Right.
But this distraction before you go to sleep, the screens, the...
Blue light. So blue light stimulates a certain part of our brain that makes us think that it's daytime. And so, especially when you have it that close to your face, and some of the readers, people are reading now with the books. So the ones that are backlit and gray don't have as much blue light emission as the colored screens do.
Yeah, okay, so we're always told, you know, read before bed, but if you're doing it on your eye readers, you're actually keeping yourself awake. These are things that we may not have known, but some things that are more common, like we always hear, avoid those energy drinks before bed. You know, don't keep a bottle of wine certainly next to the bed. Alcohol and caffeine, even if it's not right before bed, even if it's several hours before, can keep you up.
That, alcohol, caffeine, eating right beforehand. I mean, you get the insulin surge, so if you go have that bowl of ice cream or a bowl of cereal right before you go to bed.
And a lot of people do.
You get the insulin surge, and it kind of fires you up and then makes it harder to fall asleep. Cold medicines and allergy medicines this time of year with spring coming in.
Yeah, a lot of people take their medications before bedtime. There can could be stimulants. Even if the nighttime ones, sometimes they have the reverse effect. They're going to keep you awake.
Right, and it has alcohol too. So one of the things that gets missed is some of those cold and cough formulas are 20% alcohol.
Oh gosh, all right. So even if the grumpiness isn't enough motivation to keep you from paying attention and getting that better night's sleep, you have a book coming out in a few weeks called Age to Perfection. A big chapter of that book is dedicated to sleep because it really is the anti-age secret.
Well, it is very much for age management, but it's also in the book. We interviewed a bunch of centenarians, and it was consistent throughout all these people over 100 that one of their secrets to the long and happy life was they got to bed and you got adequate amount of sleep. I mean, Ben Franklin, early to bed, early to rise.
Yeah, Ben
healthy,
really,
wealthy, and wise.
He had those words of wisdom. I don't know why we're so careless with sleep. I don't know why we think of it as being lazy or think of it as, I'll sleep when I'm dead. How many people say that? But man, if we just did it more often, we're affecting our relationships, we're affecting our health, and we're looking younger too, which who doesn't want that?
Right. So, I mean, it's get the adequate amount of rest, give it the same importance. I mean, we always say a third of your life is spent in resting. You need to optimize it just like you optimize your exercise or your nutrition. Okay, can you get off the bed so I can take a nap now? No. Carrie, I'm going to wait. Carrie, wake up over there. Did you get a good night's sleep last night?
Not real. I didn't have any wine. That's the good news. But I was on my iPhone.
Ah, I got to put the iPhone down.
Search and stuff.
Wait a minute. You were watching 3 hours of The Bachelor and then got on your iPhone, so you had way too much visual stimulation.
It was well past midnight when I went to bed. Let me just say that much.